Hi SCC family, my name is Barry Smith, and my wife Christy and myself and our 3 kids, Sydney, Ava, and Walker, are all members of the church. So last week, just a week ago, I was on flight 2287 from Dallas to Tulsa. Coming home, it was routine like all the flights are as much as I travel. So I was trying to get a quick nap in as we took off, and because I knew I had a baseball game to coach, and then once I got home, it was off to Wichita, Kansas, where I'd be driving. And on takeoff, we hear a loud bang, and I look out the window. I'm on the exit row, 17F, and we look out the window, and the engine is shaking violently, and the plane is starting to tilt the wrong direction on takeoff. And at that same time, the engine caught fire. And so therefore, a few brief seconds and moments, which seemed like forever, I thought my time had come. The bad part was I calculated based on our altitude and speed, I had about 60 seconds to think about it. It was interesting how it worked with the people on the plane projecting the fear that was obviously overtaking everybody, the crying, the screaming. Maybe it was because I had nobody to scream to, but I sat peacefully. Obviously I was nervous because I'm human, because I thought my end was near. But it definitely gave you a chance to test your faith. Is it real, or is it something you just talk about on Sundays? So as the plane was going the wrong direction on takeoff, and I sent my text message to my wife basically telling her that this may be it. I was nervous because I'm human, but I was at peace, especially relative to everyone else on the airplane. And it was like riding in a car. No matter how hard you push on the floorboard, you couldn't slow it down. When you're a passenger in a car and you're not really pleased on how someone else is driving, you like to push on the floorboard and think that's going to help. It doesn't help in a car, and it doesn't help on an airplane for sure. I was thinking of some other airline accidents, and I had a couple of those in my head about how it's going to look, where we're going to land, what we're going to hit. There were 183 people on board and 7 crew members, and I was right in the middle. So I thought I'd have about 90 people underneath me and about 90 people on top of me. And the fear of what was about to happen was real, but the peace that I felt with what would happen afterwards was also real. But when you feel your plane doing things that it's not supposed to do, it can make you very, very nervous and help put everything in perspective for you and think about, at the end of the day, what's really important. Was it important that I hurried back for a baseball game? Was it important that I made it to Wichita that night? At the end of the day, not really. And it definitely helps you think of the big picture in your life, and that big picture includes what's going to happen to you after life. But it definitely helped me evaluate where I am in my walk with Christ. And I think part of the reason why I am here is I can encourage someone else to evaluate their walk with Christ. Well, as I've thought about it, the main thing I wanted to convey today was the question of, are you ready? Not are you ready to die, but are you ready for life after death? And it's something that we think about at times, and we talk about it a lot, but we never anticipate it's going to happen to us anytime soon. We always think we're going to die of old age, but people pass every day, and the question you got to ask yourself is, were they ready? Then ask yourself, are you ready? My name's Barry Smith, and I'm thankful to God that I'm still here to talk to you today, and I think I am for one reason, and that's encourage you to make sure your relationship with Christ is where it needs to be, not for today, but for when the day comes and you're called home. That's a good place to be. It's where I am today, and I'd encourage you to do the same as soon as you can.